But are we the only ones? Please let us know we're not the only ones.
Right. Y'all, please put it in the comment section, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Do you feel like you're failing at adulting?
Yeah, do you feel like you're succeeding at adulting, or do you feel like, you know what, I could be better? Hello you all, and welcome back to JAMCAST. I am Jamila.
And I am Marcel.
And we make up JAMCAST. We are your hosts.
If you all are not subscribed to us on YouTube or Podbean or Spotify or Apple, please make sure that you all consider subscribing to us. If you're watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and follow the links in the description. And if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple by chance, please go ahead and follow us on YouTube. We are Jamilah and Marcel. So to introduce this topic, I'm going to read a quote directly from foxbusiness.com, and the quote reads, "Millennials put more pressure on themselves to reach adulthood. If you're not a full-fledged adult by 26, it is embarrassing."
You know what? This question that we began with, am I the only one failing at adulting or feeling like I'm failing? I needed to know. We needed to know. So we found some survey data statistics, and 2,000 adults were surveyed, and this is their definition of adulting. So it's 10 things I found, honey.
Okay.
There's 10 things that 2,000 people feel like these things mean that you are an adult. So the first one is having a budget. 55% believe that having a budget. Now, does that include following the budget? Because we got a budget.
Have a budget.
Okay. Having a budget, buying a house, filing your own taxes. I was kind of shocked to see that one on there. I've been doing that for a long time, I feel like. Understanding your credit. Ooh, that's a big one.
That is a big one.
Investing in your 401k. Number 6, doing your own laundry. Now, when I read this, I'm like, who else gonna do your laundry if you're not doing it? Is your mom still, I guess?
That's far-fetched to me. I've been doing my own laundry for a minute.
Right. And then number 7, scheduling your own doctor's appointments. Number 8, going to the grocery store with the list. Don't just go to the grocery store and you up here just buying whatever it is. Especially, you know, the number 1 rule, they say, don't go to the grocery store hungry.
Oh, no. We made that mistake too many times.
Go in there and buy everything. Number 9, sorry. Cooking dinner Monday through Friday.
Wow.
That 33% of people who were surveyed feel like cooking dinner Monday through Friday means that you are successfully adulting.
Yeah, I really don't like cooked meals on Friday. I'm more of a pizza guy on Friday.
Yeah, honestly, it said mostly.
Okay.
Mostly Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
So I guess like 3 out of the 5 days would be good.
Yeah.
And then lastly, which I don't think I'll ever get to.
Oh, no. I hate that.
Number 10.
Go ahead and read it.
Number 10 is watching the nightly news. Imagine watching the news every single night. Oh my God.
It's so depressing.
It's so depressing. You know, and you know what I thought about it today? The generation of like our parents' generation, do y'all watch the news and like does it not evoke feelings? Do you not get scared? Like if I watch the news, I'm scared. Yeah. I don't want to go anywhere.
Man, during like the peak of COVID, it was so much fear mongering with the news, and I had to stop watching NBC. I had to stop watching CNN, Fox, all news outlets. I had to stop watching it because it made me feel like the world's about to end.
The world's over.
Yeah.
So yes, y'all. So what we want to hit y'all with today is our take on adulting. We honestly feel like we're failing sometimes. So I feel like when we feel a certain way, it's not just us. It can't be just us.
So we wanted to open the conversation to see how you all felt. Because the majority of our following is in our age group. And I know that we have some people who are a little bit older than us and a little bit younger than us. So we would definitely love you all's take at it as well. How do you all feel about adulting? Make sure you all drop that in the comment section.
In the chat.
I always keep saying the chat. So according to Webster's dictionary, the definition of adulting is to do things that adults regularly have to do. And my definition, I categorize them to 3 things: organization, responsibility, and maturity.
I like that. My 3 were, well, I didn't come up with the 3. My definition for adulting is just being well-rounded, being well-balanced mentally, physically, Emotionally and financially.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So what do you mean by your organization, responsibility, and maturity? Yeah. What do you mean by those?
I feel like with organization, there are times that I feel that there's just not enough time in the day. And I feel that's a symptom of being unorganized at times. And I feel because we put a lot on our plates, one, it's a lot on our plates to be a teacher, as is. But when we try to tackle a full-time YouTube schedule on top of that,
it can be trying.
The schedules can conflict and it can become burdensome. And sometimes I even ask myself, is it really even an issue of organization, or is it just that it's just not enough time to accomplish?
So you're trying to decide between the two. Is it enough time and I'm just unorganized? Or it's just not enough time?
Right. But I do feel there was a time that I was slightly unorganized. And I feel that since I've met you, who I consider to be the queen of organization, where you have calendars, you have schedules, you have like everything working to a fine tune.
And I still don't feel organized. I still don't feel balanced. No.
Yeah.
I mean, cause it's more you when you listed your points here, you just listed work and YouTube. Yeah. It's more to our daily life than those two things.
Dang, that's messed up. Yeah.
Cause for me, it's cooking. What are we gonna eat for dinner? Now it's breakfast for me. What am I going to eat for breakfast? Because I'm at the house now, so I get to like try to find something to eat for breakfast. It's cleaning the house. It's, all types of stuff around, throughout the day.
It's like business and lifestyle. And, it's crazy. Just having this conversation made me realize is that I may not have an issue with organization. It just might be too much that you have to do in a given day or a given week.
But who establishes what's too much?
I feel like personally, I do. Like,
so you decide.
Yeah, because if I have teaching and that has a set of responsibilities, and I have Blue, who's our little doggy child, for those who don't know who Blue is, and I have you.
I was about to say, look at my level on your list though. I'm number 3.
You're not number 3, honey.
Teaching, then Blue, then
you know Blue don't come before you. Oh my Lord. But at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make is that it made me, in this conversation, made me realize that it might not be an issue of organization. It might just be trying to balance all things in your life.
And that's pretty much what mine was.
Right. And when things are imbalanced, it may make you feel like you're unorganized.
Well, let me tell y'all this. Did you notice how Marcel did not even mention anything about himself in that list? You ain't and you ain't listed stuff that you definitely try to do on a daily basis. What are the things?
I try to go to the gym
and you ain't
day.
even listed in your list of responsibilities.
I don't even pop into my mindset is everyone else first. Like the gym didn't even cross my mind.
I feel like that's verbally, but I feel like mentally in your mind, you want to go to the gym every day, and you make that a priority every day, or you would make it a verbal statement. I want to go to the gym. I'm going to the gym. I'm not going to the gym every single day.
Right.
So it's like it kind of ties into what you're saying, though. It's so many things that we want to accomplish in a day, whether it's checking on our parents, checking on our moms, communicating with each other, spending time with each other. Is that even on the list? At the end of the day, there is and that's why I put for mine to be balanced. Because at the end of the day, all the stuff you listed, we got to also include ourselves. What are we doing for ourselves? How are we taking care of ourselves every day? Yeah. And so that is when I say adulting and I'm feeling that adulting, it's when stuff is unorganized. Yes, it's when we feel like there's not enough time in the day, but it's so much more to it.
Right.
You had your other 2 points.
For my next topic is just the point of responsibility. And honestly, some of the points that you read off on the chart ties into that responsibility. And I feel like having a budget was definitely on top of my list when it comes to adulting. Okay. I feel like as an adult, there is a level of being financially responsible and knowledgeable. Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes, even as a child, it's not necessarily taught to you by either your parents or from schooling on how to be financially responsible or literate in certain areas. And I feel like a lot of stuff I had to kind of self-teach myself on top. And one of those that is also on this list is filing your own taxes and definitely understanding and monitoring your credit. Like, I didn't know what credit was. I've heard about credit when I was a kid, when I was a late teen, but I truly didn't know what credit was. So when I think about responsibility, I think definitely finances, but also just as a man, as a grown man, like, what is my responsibility in the house? What am I responsible for taking care of?
As a husband.
As a husband, right?
Baby said as a grown man.
As a husband.
You more than a man, you're a husband.
Yeah.
Head of the household. And then you have your last one, maturity.
Yeah, maturity. I think for me...
Kind of tied in with the last part, the grown man part.
Yeah. And I think talking about grown man, something... And I talked to you about this a couple times last year, but when halfway through like my 29th year before I turned 30, something just clicked. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was like a period of time where I just started looking at things differently, and I started valuing things differently. And
Such as what?
I think one of the things I valued differently was time. I felt like as I was getting, becoming older, I started looking at time. I started respecting time. And when I say I started respecting time, I feel like as a 30-year-old, my whole entire life has been in school. As a kid, as a college student, and now as a teacher, teaching as my profession. And I always remember as a child or as a college student, or even in my earlier years of teaching, like, man, I can't wait for Thanksgiving break. I can't wait for the weekend. I can't wait for Christmas. I can't wait for spring break. I can't wait for summer vacation. And as I got older, I started realizing that I wasn't necessarily respecting time. I was always looking at the break in mind.
Does that make you feel like you're more mature now that you figured that out?
In that particular area.
Okay.
Because I realized that with my statement about there's so much life to live, it's like, I don't want to be in a rush to something that's going to be there. Like, Thanksgiving is going to be there. Christmas is going to be there. But it's like, what are you doing with your life in between then and now? And I can't take, as somebody who's getting older, not old, only 30, but I don't want to take any day for granted, pretty much. I just want to take every single day as its own. Every day is a blessing. And I'm not going to be in a rush to get to that next destination.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's important. For me, with my definition of adulting and what I feel like adulting is, like I said, it's just all about being balanced, like mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. So that includes, okay, mentally, what am I doing to make sure I'm being myself? Because I feel like since within the last 2 years, a lot of us have lost ourselves. Like, who am I? What do I represent? How do I look every day? What matters to me the most? Like that, mentally, being mentally balanced. Physically, am I working out? Am I getting my exercise every day? Am I being healthy? Am I eating healthy? I mean, it's just so much. And then emotionally, am I making sure I am hearing myself? Like, if I'm feeling sad and one day I'm feeling happy, I need to, it's good to I feel like sometimes people don't understand, or people don't feel like you should ever be sad or you should ever be down. Like, there should never be a down day. And it's like, I don't feel like that's normal.
No, it's not normal.
And it's like, it makes me think about this one comment we got recently where it's like, Jamila isn't something or the same in this video. It's like, who's the same every video? Who's the same every day?
Right.
And it's not healthy. It's not healthy to be, hi, every single day. Yeah, some days we have good days. Some days we have bad days. I didn't really understand that, but I brought that up because I need for all of us to understand that some days are not great days for any of us. Not just some of us. Some of us, we all have good days. We all have bad days. Right. We all are emotionally different every now and again,
Yeah. Do you feel like, for me at least, I feel like the pandemic, the things that you mentioned, I feel like the pandemic made me check every single thing that you talked about on top of the things that I listed. But I feel like when the pandemic hit, I had to kind of mentally reset, spiritually reset, emotionally reset, And during that time, because it wasn't certain if for our positions, for teachers, they were going to be furloughed. Many people lost their jobs.
Oh, yeah, that was the issue.
It was a lot of people financially checking themselves. Was I financially prepared for something random to happen?
Right.
So do you feel like the pandemic kind of made you to reevaluate those things that you listed? Or you was
I feel like
that before?
Yeah, I feel like I've been like that. I've always been like that. It's just that, especially since I've been adult, I've been really big on being balanced. I've always been, with that in mind, with that goal in mind. But I was on being emotionally balanced. And just for me, that means being aware of your emotions, taking time to breathe. Sometimes you need, I feel like y'all, I have 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. I have 2 weeks where I'm like, yes! And then I have 2 weeks where I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I can't do anything. I don't have any energy.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I think I have 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. I need 2 weeks. I'll be like on it. Then the other 2 weeks, I'll be like, all I can do is not 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but it's 2 weeks where all I can do is cook dinner, the basics. All I can do is the basics. Whereas the other 2 weeks, I feel like I'm doing above and beyond.
Right.
And then lastly, I have being financially balanced. That's, being aware of your monies, making sure you're good. Yeah. Having a budget, sticking to your budget, not spending too much money, but also making sure you when you do spend wisely. Because it's okay to spend your money sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's that balance.
It is.
Yeah.
And that financial part maybe reminded me of something that I watched the other day. I think you might have been in the kitchen in the background with how people are kind of trapped in this work cycle to where they only have enough money really to just pay their bills. And then they use their credit card for the treating myself. And people are mismanaging the use of their credit cards. And I feel like to a degree, I fell victim to that because there was a point and period of time where I had just really heavily relied on my credit card just to be able to afford gas to get to work or just to be able to afford to put food in the house.
Especially, look, those early days of adulting.
Exactly. Yeah. When you're like fresh out of college trying to find a job. But for my financial maturity, and you know this, but just for the podcast purpose, but there's a limit that I limit myself every month to spend on my credit card.
Oh yeah.
So your point is like treat yourself, but treat yourself responsibly.
Yeah, and I feel like that would be a great podcast for us to do, like give like financial advice, because to a certain extent, I feel like we're kind of good with our finances to where we've done it before, but we can go a little bit more in depth with what we're doing as it pertains to our finances,
right? And
how we're staying afloat and being able to do little stuff.
Yeah.
Even though you want to tell them about we've been talking about how the pandy has affected our finances. I feel like when it comes to traveling.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, that pandemic, not the pandemic, but it's like it's been a combination of things. I'm buying our new house, and then the pandemic happened. It's like, you know what? And then the pandemic, do you feel like the pandemic forced us to see how much money we were spending in travel?
Yeah, definitely. Like
because we saved so much money when we did not do any traveling. We haven't traveled in what?
Honestly, I mean, we traveled to Orlando, but like nothing major. And for those who've been following us since the cruise days, that sounds so bad. It makes it sound like
cruise
the cruise days
are over.
I know. We are trying to go on a cruise. We actually had a cruise planned, but we had to cancel it because when Jamilah got her new job, our spring breaks didn't align. So we're in the process of canceling that. But back to the point when the pandemic first hit, when the pandy first hit, we had to cancel the cruise. We got fully refunded our money, and we just chilled. And we realized how much money
we have so much money saved up from not traveling.
That's crazy.
On top of us like buying the house, it isn't too much difference from what we were spending when we were renting in our townhouse. But baby, we be trying to plan trips. We're like, you know what?
We
spend our mortgage on a weekend, or we could just save our mortgage and pay the mortgage. I mean, it's just, I don't know. So but is that a part of adulting?
That is part of adulting.
Is that us being good at adulting?
That is, because we've also had a conversation. Should we open up a travel account so we can not have to break the first or the 15th check and just come?
We never do though.
Not break it, like literally. I'm
just
saying
spend it. Period.
Yeah, like spend it. Like we've already had that amount saved up.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's one of the financial goals in adulting.
Right.
So we're gonna move into our next segment where we are basically turning it a little bit towards you all, because at the end of the day, yes, we feel like we're feeling a little bit, but are we the only ones? Please let us know we're not the only ones.
Right. Y'all, please put it in the comment section, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Do you feel like you're failing at adulting?
Yeah. Do you feel like you're succeeding at adulting, or do you feel like, you know what, I could be better?
Right.
I like what you mentioned earlier about there not been enough time, and we've also talked about money and finances. But what about this? What you have here? False ideas of perfection.
As I got older and wiser in my young adulthood, I had to let go the idea of perfection. False ideas of perfection. And I feel like all of us, no matter what stage of adulthood that you're in, and hopefully we got some younger people that's listening, just take this advice. There is no one shoe fits all for adulting. Adulting is going to be different for the lives of many people, because everyone's lives are different, and you have different levels or different things that can be a struggle. Like there are different struggles everyone is going through. And you have to realize that perfection does not exist when it comes to adulting.
Yeah, that's my period. Perfection doesn't exist, period. No, in adulting or anything, but definitely in adulting.
Right.
And you want to know, you remember I told you this weekend, I saw this, somebody had posted a video of Gabrielle Union saying that balance is fake. Like, y'all know how I said my idea of adulthood is having complete balance between spiritual or mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. No such thing. Right. There's no such thing, because life is ever changing. And as life changes, we have to change. As we saw for the last 2 years, we had to adjust.
Right.
So it's like,
it's versatility. Are you versatile in your adulting? Are you able to quickly adapt in your adulting? And I feel like if you are adaptable, then you are successful at adulting, because you're not going to win every single time. There are going to be some bumps on the road as you become older. And even as you become older, you're not always going to do things perfectly.
And things don't remain the same.
At all. Just to conclude our conversation is to realize that there's always room for improvement. Yeah. And in making those areas of improvement, just make sure that you make realistic expectations. Yeah. And make sure that you research and study ways that you can improve your life.
Yeah. When I put that on there, for me, have you ever noticed, like, when I want to do something, like when I want to get a schedule, a cleaning schedule stuff, do you notice that the site that I go to, the app that I use to find little stuff? Like,
kind of, sort of.
The name of it?
No.
Oh.
No, honey,
no.
No.
It's okay, honey. You said kind of, sort of. I was like, what is it?
I see, but I won't be able to recall the name.
Pinterest, y'all. Pinterest.
I can't believe I didn't get that right.
I love Pinterest. Pinterest has everything you need. If you want to wake up earlier, Pinterest has 1,000. Oh, here's the best wake up schedule, or food ideas if you want to eat healthier. So research. We sound like pure science teachers and scientists right now, telling people to research. But
that's important because guess what? There are billions of other adults that have done it before you. So there's going to be people who are going to give you some advice. So don't think that you are the only person to ever go through your struggle, or that you feel like you're doubting your ability in your adulthood. There are plenty of people that have been there and done that. So don't be afraid to do some research
and make those improvements. So, of course, we have our homework assignment. That's right. You want to give it to them today?
I'll give it to you all today. Make sure that you all do your homework assignment, or you will be getting an F in this JAMCAST session.
Minus 50.
Exactly. So, Jamila nice, minus 60 for me. But listen, y'all, we want you all to identify one thing in your adulthood that you feel like you're doing a great job in.
Yes.
And one area in your adulthood that you feel like you can work upon. And once you identify those two areas, just give it a clean rating between 1 to 10 and just evaluate it and just figure out what can you improve on, what can you do research-wise. Is it a simple fix? Is it going to take some assistance? Don't be afraid to ask for help in your adulthood because, again, we're all not perfect.
And then in that area where you are succeeding, maybe you can take what you're doing there and apply it to where you need your improvement in.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
So this was so fun. I honestly feel better, y'all, about adulting, even just talking about it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I love how we ended in saying perfection does not exist.
We're not perfect.
Okay, we're not going to be completely balanced. Like I said, I got 2 weeks where I'm like on it. I'm wife of the year.
Right.
And then there's 2 weeks where I'm like,
Baby. And don't get distracted by a YouTube channel, because I know a lot of times it's easy to edit stuff and say like, oh, their life is so perfect. No, y'all.
we be over here struggling.
We be struggling. And just know it's okay to struggle.
Yeah.
As long as you keep pursuing your goals, as long as you keep trying, as long as you keep adapting, that's life.
Yes.
So make sure if you're watching us on YouTube that you all put some comments in the comment section, letting us know how you feel about today's topic and conversation. And don't forget to do your homework. If you feel like dropping your homework in the comment section, you can do that. But y'all don't go cheating on your comment section. Don't go looking at other folks' answers and try to put their answers down there.
Don't look at your neighbors.
Don't look at your neighbor. Don't go cheating, y'all. Because Jamila and I, we got an eye for cheaters. So we want to make sure that y'all doing these assignments honestly. But again, please make sure that you all subscribe to us. Make sure that you like this video. And if you're on Spotify or Apple, thank y'all so much for listening. Make sure that you subscribe to those channels as well.
And share it with your peeps, your friends, your family.
Share
with your peers. Also follow us on Instagram. We also have Instagram channels, pages. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for tuning in to this Are We Failing at Adulting
Y'all let us know.
podcast.
Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Y'all let us know really quick, and then we'll let y'all go. Should we do this once a week, or should we do it
at the end of the day, when it comes to adulting, y'all, as adults, don't let other adults tell you what you got to do.
So scratch that question. Y'all just
because at the end of the day,
for the homework,
this was a struggle. It took us 2 weeks.
I know.
2 weeks to get it out, but we're here.
Yeah.
We did it.
Good job, honey.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to you.
Woo!
Good job.
Can't wait for the next podcast.
You want to give them a teaser what it's going to be about?
No, you doing it. You doing that one.
Yeah.
What is it?
Teaching.
Oh.
The bright and the dark side. Make sure y'all come back because it's going to be a good one. Peace, y'all.